Merck's Moto here. Riders and learners, welcome back. So, today I wanted to show you a little bit about and tell you a little bit about my ride to Hendersonville, North Carolina. Got to see something pretty cool. It was an old vintage show. This video is going to show a lot of clips from that and me talking through it, a little bit about the journey to there, but also at the same time, some music and just letting you just see the visuals and the beautiful vintage bikes. So take a listen. So my friend Candace and I Candace came down, visited North Carolina, and as an avid bike motorcycle lover, I knew I had to take her with me to the Meltdown. So the Meltdown is this classic motorcycle show that I'm going to show you in just a few minutes. But I mean, it was an amazing experience. I don't know what else to really say in regards to that, but hopefully some of these visuals will be able to show you exactly how beautiful this was. Yeah. You don't have to put your hand on it. Yeah.
And that would be a better for a longer ride, you know?
How you doing? Woo! Sweet.
1985, of course.
I mean, this is definitely an 80s bike.
It's so beautiful. It's so 80s if you look at it from
the other side?
Like, no, just look at how different it is.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, it's boxy. And then this is very 80s.
Yeah.
The color coded.
Yeah. It's so good. Near perfect paint, too. Great.
Wow. How you fine?
How you doing?
Good.
Beautiful bike.
Thank you.
Yeah. Look at this thing. So a little backstory on the Meltdown. So it's called Hendersonville, North Carolina Meltdown Classic Motorcycle Show. And I do believe it's the 11th annual Meltdown Classic Motorcycle Show. So, what we did was we traveled down there, and let me tell you, that that experience going there, so I drove there. It was Candace and I, but which is, I think it's about what, 3 hours? It's towards Asheville, so 3-ish hours from Durham. And first thing, after an hour or so, my car just decided to, have some trouble. So pulled over, fixed it. I mean, actually, we didn't really fix it. Some peeps were on the side. Looks like they were mechanics. We basically just had the car sit there for a little bit. They talked to us a little bit about the car. Maybe needed to change the air filter. Maybe needed to change the oil. I don't know what was going on. But we were able to continue on with the drive. So that was the initial part of the journey to go see the show. But once we got there, I mean, as you can see, it was absolutely amazing. So, again, some background and a little bit of an understanding of where we are. So, they had this at the Wonderlick America and Southern Appalachian Brewery. So, they teamed up to host all these vintage motorcycles. And I don't think it was just North Carolina. I think it was from a lot of the Southeast, people of the Southeast who had these vintage motorcycles that they kept and restored. Really, as you can see, they're pristine. They're pristine works of art. I can't even say they're motorcycles at this point. They're works of art. And so they had them on display, and it was a competition. So I don't necessarily remember how the competition worked, in terms of voting. We actually got a little bit of a late start, so maybe if we got there a little bit towards the beginning, we would have found out a little bit more on how the voting went on. But even though we had a late start and we had some car trouble, it was still great. We had to get there when we got there. But the show was really beautiful. I don't think there was any announcing or anything like that. It was more so come and take a look and just marvel at the works of art here. So there were 11 motorcycle classes, and just they were restricted to only classic motorcycles, 30 years and older. So about 92 was probably the earliest bike you'd see there. And I mean, wow. The bikes you'll see, the Royal Enfields, the Tritons, amazing. So what was cool was that they also had what was it? They had different dealers and companies there. Olin's had their, as you can see from here, Olin's had their little setup shop, but they also had a lot of custom companies that were also there to show off what they had, the custom bills that they made, and a few, I think actually, no, not right here. I think it's called a Svitpillen. I think that's what you'd call this bike that's upcoming right here. The Svitpillen, I mean, that looked beautiful. I wouldn't say that's an antique or a vintage bike, but that's just the bike that they had there. They probably customized it a little bit. The company that's probably in the yellow right there. And the crowd was great. I mean, everyone there was just there to see motorcycles and look at them. And my goodness, Candace and I both love vintage Honda cafe racers. And right here, we just so happened to run into one. I mean, this is Candace's baby. Not this one right here. There's actually two bikes down. As we make it a little bit closer, you'll see. I mean, it is just. There's just something about a cafe racer with the handlebars down, a clean, hunched over look, right? Oh, here we go. These are it right here. I mean, look at that. Look at the seat. Wow. And I think these are all custom. So Cognito Moto, I think they're local, or at least North Carolina. And so I looked them up on Instagram. You should look them up, see what they have. But it was amazing. I mean, those bikes were just beautiful. And here's a dyno machine. I wish I actually brought my Triumph, because I would have. I don't know what their setup was, but I would have loved to have come here and just actually what would have been ideal is, as you know, I'm working on my bike currently, actually just about done, installing an X pipe on the Euro 5 Triumph model. And I would have loved to taken my bike to the dyno machine just to get it looked at.
Love that. I think in my heart of hearts I'm a Honda person, which is why another reason why I'm like, I'll go Honda Rebel.
I think if
that's always been the bike that I've gravitated towards.
I think if I ever get a used one, I want one like that, like a used. I want a used Honda Cafe.
Yeah. I like that.
And the food was great. I mean, oh my God, these tacos. This mommy was here. I think she had a food truck, and she was amazing. The food, first of all, the food was great, and then also at the same time, she did slide us over some free tacos too. So I mean, we were absolutely stuffed. So stuffed we didn't actually make it home. We had to go to Asheville after that. And I mean, look at this Triton. Beautiful. The chrome on it, pristine. You could see yourself in it when I was taking a YouTube video, short, and also the reels. I could actually see myself in that. It was just so shiny. And is that a diesel box on the side of this Royal Enfield? I think that's a classic. I think it's a classic 500. Yep, that's a classic Bullet. And I think this was from the 40s. I do believe this Royal Enfield bike was from the 40s. I think the oldest bike we saw there was from 1942 or 47. I'm not sure. I guess this was an older bike because it was on display. Possibly. I mean, it looks pretty new to me. This may have just been one of the Öhlins. Yeah, because I saw the Öhlin shocks at the back. So I think this is one of their bikes that they installed their shocks on. I don't think this is an antique vintage model. But man, when I saw this, I mean, this ended up being the thumbnail with me marveling at it. It was just. Do we do another beer? It was very nice. I may switch to that actually. Just switch it up, yeah? They had some live music there at the Appalachian Brewery. It was really nice. And the cider, I forgot what cider I had. Oh yeah, there it is. Candace loves the cow. Candace does love a cow. But I got this cider. I don't know if it's pineapple ginger. I think that's what it was. It was great. And so this is the giveaway bike. So there was a raffle, and I believe, what type of BMW was this? So the raffle bike was a restored 1971 R75 BMW bike. So that, I mean, it was amazing. So it's $20. What was the raffle? $25 for each raffle, and then there was 5 for 100. So, hey, it was amazing. And after that, I mean, we were so tired, like I said earlier, we just went straight to Asheville to have some more beer and to kick it. It was a great trip. Definitely will go back next year. May even bring my own bike just to ride over. So thank you all for listening. Got some more videos coming for you this week. Enjoy. Riders and learners, Marks is out.